Alright, hey guys, welcome back. This is C-Rock. Here we are in the 5th episode of my France campaign in World War I. I think last time we went ahead and captured that one German town down there, and now we have this Italian army that cut behind the lines, and now we're going to go ahead and attack them. And I'm scrambling here to try and figure out how to attack them. I wanted to go ahead and attack them with this group, but there was one guy that was in, there was one unit that was in there that was keeping me from attacking them, so I have to go ahead and click on all of them except for one to go ahead and attack them. So it was, I kind of struggled with that for a little bit. The movement space. So I finally figured it out. And we're going to go ahead and get those guys as reinforcements. Although I really won't need them. Their army consists of nothing but no artillery or anything, so just a bunch of ground units, and so does mine. And this map, so I went ahead and just basically set them up in a big long straight line, and this map is actually on a river with two bridges. So, or one bridge and one land bridge, I should say, or shallower area. And as we all know, in Total War, you cannot actually swim across with your men. In fact, there is only one actual Total War game that comes to mind that actually allows you to cross the river in the water without there being a bridge or anything like that. I believe that's the Rome 1 Barbarian Invasion expansion, as I recall. I don't know why they got rid of it after that. It would have been nice and useful at this point. But anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and break up my army into two groups and go ahead and send one to each side. And basically go ahead and have them attack. You know, piece of cake. Easy as that. Here are my reinforcements coming on right now. They take a while to get set up, I guess, since it's raining and it's just so far away. The Italians now are also coming on in. They are leaving their defenses. And go ahead and come. They're gonna meet me in the field, I guess. Bring these guys up a little bit more to go ahead and get them to go through the on the bridge. You can only send like one unit at a time through the bridge or something, because if it gets too congested, they'll send the units to the other side. Why, I don't know. But anyway, now that my artillery is on the field, the medium howitzers, I believe is what those are, I'm going to go ahead and bring them on up to go ahead and fire on the Italians there. And everybody else we're just going to bring up to the other side there. And now we're going to go ahead and try and put these howitzers on top of that little hill right there. So I can get some nice leverage. I'm going to put these guys in this house or building over here. I can go ahead and get more protection in the houses from the fire. And we're going to bring up these guys to go ahead and cover them. And then we're going to bring these guys across the river too. Just start running across there. I took the building. Here I am firing on these guys. I'm gonna zoom on in for a nice close good shot. You can see some of my men are dying there. I'm taking a few casualties, as I am fighting this like a Napoleonic battle. Which really you have to do with all these battles in this game, because the trenches don't really work too well. But anyway. So as you see, I'm moving those two groups across, and one of them decides to go to the other end, and I end up catching it and sending it back a few times here and there. As you can see, yeah, they like to run one to the other end. I don't know why, because it gets too congested or something. The bridge or whatever. So I'm making them retreat over here. They are definitely wavering. So I'm gonna move ahead up more with these units. The ground troops. As the rest of their army is really more prepared for my my other guys. I figure I can come around there and flank him or something on this right hand side. And it is really pouring down rain. Whenever it rains in this mod, it really rains. Or in this game in general, I believe, too. Even without the mod on. I'm not sure on that one, though. But it just pours. It just doesn't lightly rain, you know? You can even see, like, the rain on the screen. It's really... So this is right about the time where I'm wondering where the third unit is. I'm like, where is he at? I'm gonna bring these guys across too. So they still want to head to the other side. Now they're and I'm like, oh, he's over here. No, he's almost all the way over there by this time. I decided to bring him back anyway. So now we just have these two units over here. And they're going to go ahead and start attacking, being outnumbered on the Italians on this side. Even though the AI is unsure of what to do. Really what they should have done is, I guess, converged all their forces on my left flank, wrapping up my left flank and coming around the other side as I continue to move more and more towards their side, withholding this entire army off with like 1 or 2 units, you know. But the AI never does what it should do, I guess. So here I'm gonna move more of these troops on up. So I can get more in range of their army. And we're having our artillery, and they're gonna shell some of these guys right here that are getting in this big cluster. They do quite a bit of damage too, actually, to the big cluster groups. You can hear them right there. Very inaccurate. You know, I don't know if they were this inaccurate during the actual war, but they are definitely this inaccurate in the game. I actually see that they're more of a use of actually hitting your own troops later on. So I decided to bring up some of my troops to the edge of this bridge. See if I could go ahead and actually range the Italians from the edge of the bridge there on the other side. Having a little bit of hand-to-hand combat with that over there. I decided to bring up those 3 units a little bit more and leave the other 3 there behind. Go ahead and reinforce them with my reserves over there. This way I can go ahead and bring more troops to the other side there more quickly. There, the AI seems to be running back and forth with their units as they start to get shot. The morale is not that great, I guess. Even though that they have a general and I do not, so they have a more formal general. You know, like a guy with a picture, basically. So I'm going to finally move that 1 unit out of the house there. And move those 2 units on up to go ahead and attack this area. And this is where I found out that the artillery was actually doing quite a bit of damage. As you can see, most of those units are dead from the artillery. I believe. I'm probably showing my own troops a little bit there too, you know. After all, look at, they're all ganging up on that 1 group. So I actually have my generals unit engaging in this battle. And they tell me that victory is soon to be mine. Go ahead and take care of the rest of this unit. This is the last one that's not really retreating. A little bit of overkill there. Have all 6 or 7 units. Go ahead and kill that 1 guy. So here we are. Their general is still around, surprisingly.
Sir, our general is under attack.
So as you can see, my general is under attack there. But my general is just in a regular normal unit, you know, and they just designated him as a general. Because he's the first unit in there, in the lineup. So here I am stopping shelling my units because it was just, it might end up killing some of my own units. And I don't really need to shell them anymore. So we're going to move up these guys completely. And really wrap in around there. Try to get everybody across the bridge, basically. Speed this on up.
We have killed their generals.
We took out their general.
They must break.
He's dead. So they have no more morale. Pretty much. Speed up again a little bit, and, you know, twice speed. And then we have victory. I'm going to end the battle. It's a heroic victory. I lost 942 men, and they lost 4,488. So they lost quite a few men. And then I'm going to go ahead and finish them off, too, I believe. So I'm going to go ahead and finish them off. And they lost 52 guys that time. When they have a artillery, they really account for a large amount on the balance bar, I guess. So since they weren't artillery at that time, they were just ground troops, infantry, I should say. They didn't account for that large of a amount of the on the balance bar. So we ended up ending the turn. And here we are. Germany's kind of congested over there. Right next to where Belgium is, I believe. So Italy came in over here from the Alps area. So we're going to go ahead and move these armies that I have over here around the corner there to go ahead and attack Italy. But first I'm going to go ahead and put these guys on another trades post. And that'll help me on out. Getting some more money. Then we're going to upgrade the dockyards over there. First, I'm going to go ahead and move them over there. I've moved up this army from the other end there, and then I'm going to go ahead and have them regroup with the army over there by Massalia. I'm going to move those guys back in the city of Paris so that they can go ahead and regenerate, basically. And then we're waiting to go ahead and get this army more filled up to go before I go ahead and remove the current army that's in there to go and attack Strasgard, I think is what the name of that city looks like to be. Or province. One and two. We're going on the next turn here. Spain seems to be moving a lot of their troops quite a bit, even though they're not even in the war yet. Or at all. I don't think they go into the war at all. So they do nothing the entire game. So we're checking out the training facility, see if I want to go ahead and upgrade to that. Instead, I ended up upgrading the small landing strip fields. That turned some of my spies, I think, into airplanes, to tell you the truth. I decided not to. I think I'm going to go back and do it later on. And here we are checking out one of the traditions. The technology, as I should say. I want to do the military academy there for that. At Paris. So here we are making a new army now, because we have the artillery that's being made for it. So we have 4 medium howitzers. We're going to go ahead and put a bunch of infantry in there too. And I think I'm going to end up purchasing a general for it. So, yep. I'm going to go ahead and purchase this guy. I wanted to make some cavalry, but I didn't have the ability to make cavalry, so I think I might have picked the wrong thing to make or something earlier on to go ahead and get cavalry. So I ended up moving in a different, another infantry unit. And we're going to send them in to go ahead and attack Kiev. Going to start putting more pressure on the Germans. We haven't seen Austria-Hungary yet. The guys who started the war, basically. Actually, technically, Serbia, or a Serbian group, assassinated one of their dukes, and that's kind of how the war started. But I won't get into that too much. I never understood how this war started, all because of that. Anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and move these guys over here. I'm going to go ahead and move this army up to Brussels a little bit more. That's where Belgium is, because I'm pretty sure that the Germans are going to try and retake it again. They already have that little army over there, if you can see him off to the corner. We're going to go ahead and purchase some more rifle infantry. We're going to go and move this army down here and prepare to sneak them on through here. We don't want to go ahead and we can't seem to go over the hills and the Alps there. So we're going to go ahead and go around the edge. And we have artillery now. Excuse me there. And we're going to go ahead and keep these troops, these infantry over here. Go ahead and purchase that. And let the rest of that artillery be built so I can put them in there. And let's go on to the next turn here. Checking a bunch of the good news or bad news. Usually it's a bunch of bad news, you know. You click through it so fast. So we're gonna go ahead and move these guys on up a little bit. As you can see, the little army went ahead and moved on into those woods, so they're kind of hiding right now. The medium barracks, right there. We're actually gonna end up moving these guys into Champagne. And get on down here and go ahead and move these armies now more to the edge of my the line, to my border. Go ahead and move the artillery into the army there. Switch them on out with 2 units that are not really upgraded, I guess. Most of these units here are upgraded. I'm going to remove the riflemen right there. And put them at the end of my border. Edge of my border. Yeah. And that's all, guys. See you guys next time. Like and subscribe, alright?